Nathan Williams with BlackRain79.com, back here with another hand history review video for you guys. So in this hand, we're once again at N05 full ring, full table this time, and I have pocket 10s in the hijack. I am super deep stacked. This is N05, remember. There's only one other player at the table that is deep stacked as well. He's kind of a SLP type. I'll just go over the HUD real quick, and I will use that deep stack player, Villain 94. 36 is the number of hands, 22 is the VPIP, 3 is the preflop raise, and 1 is the aggression factor. Alright, so let's get right into this. So a few people fold in early position there, a couple regs, and then one of the marks at the table, one of the fish, 54 8, does what he does best, which is limp. And then another sort of SLP fish type player, both of these players are short stacked, it should be noted, decides to limp as well. And you guys should know, of course, that in a spot like this I'm always raising, and I'm going to make it more than, I mean, normally I'd come in for 3 times the big blind or 4 times, but in a spot like this I'm going to add a couple more big blinds just to for the limpers and to make it a little bit more pot size. So make it 30 cents in this spot. And we get mini 3-bet from a guy, as I always talk about, always look at the stack size first. This guy started the hand with 30 big blinds or something, I want to say, maybe not even quite that. A real small stack for sure. And we can also see that he's a bit of a maniac. It's 61-17 with a 4 aggression factor. We only have 18 hands on the guy, so I don't really want to put any, any real merit into his 25 or his 3-bet of 25, because he's only had two or a couple opportunities, I guess 8 in total. It's just not enough of a sample size, but he definitely looks to be a bit of a maniac. So. I do think that we're going to be, ahead here a lot. So this table is just all fish and nits. It's ridiculous. Games are dead, guys. Can't find good games anymore. So another huge fish decides to overcall, cold call the 3-bet from the big blind. Should be noted that he is short stacked as well. Let's see what happens here. Another one of the huge fish decides to limp call the 3-bet. Another fishy guy decides to fold. So what would you guys do here? Well, I think a lot of people would just call here, but I've been harping on I've been talking about the stack sizes throughout all this, and I really think that's something to keep in mind here. But more importantly, I just think that we're probably ahead here most of the time. The guy who min 3-bet us is definitely a bit of a maniac. I think that he can have a pretty wide range here, which I think that 10s is definitely a decent favorite against. Normally when somebody cold calls a 3-bet, you're thinking like, oh, he's got to have queens or ace king or something at least. But I remember, this is a 45-15 NL5 donk. He could have a wide range of hands here that I definitely think 10s are ahead of. And, same thing goes for this 54-8 guy. He's just coming along. He's like, oh, I've got a pseudo connector or something. I'm going to join the party. So we're not, as I always talk about, we play this game on our terms, not on other people's terms. We force them to play the game that we want to play, not the other way around. So I'm not going to allow the big family pot here and, be faced with a terrible situation likely after the flop with my 10s unless I don't hit a set. I'm shipping all the cash in, and if these guys want to come along with their short stacks, then good for them. I do think that I'm probably have an equity advantage versus any of them. Like I said, their ranges are going to be extremely wide. I'm not sure if I would always do this if this was like a reg. If either of these guys were regs who cold called the 3-bet, I might. Well, it depends on the stack size, but I might be a little bit more cautious. But like I said, with these fish, I'm not worrying. I think that my 10s are going to be ahead quite a bit, and I don't really want to screw around and be put in a difficult spot after the flop when there's going to be an overcard or 2 or even 3 sometimes, and it's going to put me in a difficult spot. So I'd rather just get all the money in pre-flop when I likely have an equity advantage. And Villain 92, the maniac, calls. The big blind actually decides to call as well, and that's a small, actually minor point as well, is that some of them are going to fold. Villain 54, with whatever nonsense he had, decides to just leave his dead money in the pot there. So we do get to free roll over some really bad calls pre-flop. So I mean that's something to consider as well, is we've got a little bit of free roll amount in the pot there, dead money essentially. So so we do actually manage to flop real well. Remember, all the money's in the middle here, so there's no post flop action at all. And we'll just let the board run out, and it actually runs out incredibly well for pocket tens here. So we'll see what we're up against. We're up against ace 10. Once again, they don't have to have monsters to do dumb stuff like this. Cold calling 3-bets pre-flop and getting their stack in. We're I don't know, what is that? We're 70% versus that hand pre-flop, something like that. And the other hand was an ace jack, so we were we're a flip against that hand pre-flop. But obviously we had a large equity advantage versus both of these players, and I think it's hopefully the explanation makes sense for you guys. Just get all the money in pre-flop against the short stacks, and yeah, just take your equity advantage and move along. So I hope this video was useful for you guys. Once again, like the video, subscribe if you want to see more like this, and leave comments below as well. I'd love to answer any questions you have about these hands. And lastly, go check out my website, blackrain79.com, for weekly strategy articles on how to crush the micro stakes. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. It's been Nathan Williams with blackrain79.com.